The golden mist has not faded from your thoughts. Somewhere beyond time, in a place not charted by map nor mind, your feet touch sacred stone, an echo of a world sealed by divine hands. There in the veiled sanctum of Aurion, you stood not as mortals, but as witnesses. Whispers carried by the light itself unveiled secrets long buried, of gods who bargain, of seals unraveling, of a hunger that stirs beyond the veil. You were marked, touched by the gods. Sigils now burn unseen on your soul, calling you to become beacons in a growing dark. And yet, even as answers emerged, deeper riddles linger. What ancient voice spoke from the choir vault? What fracture stirs within fates themselves? Now cast back into the waking world, you return not simply with weapons and wounds, but with the light that remains. And go here. As a reminder, you guys got teleported to the Radiant Temple inside the city of Kanda at the end of your last session. So I'll go and hopefully give us some... I'm not supposed to double click, you're supposed to just click. Hopefully that one will play. And the Radiant Temple, I will give you a description since I didn't give that to you at the beginning of last session. The wind calms as you step into the temple's outer ring. No ward, no rune, just silence of reverence. The Radiant Temple is not built to impress, it is built to reflect. Pale crescent archants rise over quiet prayer paths, and moonlight filters through translucent stone etched with ancient glyphs of Lunara. Incense drifts like mist over shallow pools. An open oculus would reveal both moons if it was nighttime, in their fullness when the time is right. You hear devotees chanting in soft harmonics, not for spectacle, but for alignment. Somewhere deep beneath the central dome, prophecy waits, not in words, but in echoes. And above all, the High Oracle listens. And you vamp into one of the alcoves. And you're immediately met by somebody sees you guys just totally appear, and she approaches you. Oh, come on. Click the wrong button. You can see her token on the screen. I will also put it that way for you. As she comes towards you, it's almost like she is gliding across the floor. Very elegant in her movement. Welcome, children. What brings you and how did you get here?
Are you the head priest? A lot of bad shit's on the line here.
She bows at you. Yes, I'm High Oracle Vereth. You said bad shit. Can't be any worse than what's happened in the city over the last several days. Magical eruptions, beacons activating for the first time in centuries. Panic. Are you mentioning that, or is there something else?
Tyra's just going to lean in and whisper into her ear. A piece of a powerful demon's about to get set free.
She looks at the rest
servant of Orcus.
The party.
I'll step forward. I'll just, take a bow and I'm so sorry for her, Sister Viret. I'm a faithful of Lunara too, but what she speaks is true. Can you talk further on what's happening in the city, please?
About 2 days ago, the radiant beacons around town started activating again for the first time since the barrier went up after the rising. There have been ley line eruptions in and around the city, and we've gotten reports from outer areas of this island of other ley line eruptions occurring. It seems that some of the magic that was sealed during the rising is no longer being restricted from us. Communication centers have come back online where they previously have been offline. Some of our teleportation runes are beginning to work again. We're able to make a couple 100-mile jumps where before we were limited to approximately 25 to 50-mile jumps using teleportation type magic. Something has disturbed the status quo.
I might have a guess on that one.
Yeah. We're deeply concerned about that. Please let us help. Let us be of aid.
As you guys are talking to her, you see another priestess. She looks very pale, gaunt, like she's been severely undernourished. Her hair is in dishevels. She's barely walking as she comes in and sees the high priestess and almost collapses at her feet and goes...
Tara will try to catch her if she does.
Hi, Oracle. I'm sorry. The verse broke free. And she collapses on the ground unconscious.
Yeah, Tyra will catch her before she hits the solid
She said the verse broke free. I will type that into... Actually, I can type it from her. Tyra, yes, you can gently get her down to the ground. The High Priestess does go and immediately... It's not like she's hurt. It looks like she's just exhausted. I would like the... We're gonna do it this way. Just a quick... Oh, we'll do that. Not putting a DC in. I'd like each of you to roll those perception checks.
Ooh.
Oh, I got this one because I'm first.
And whoever rolls highest gets... Oh, Tyra, what the hey?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Tyra's just on alert.
We'll see if our missing Korag can do any better. Nope. So Tyra, what you immediately notice as you're laying, settling her down to the ground is her clothes are... Oh, I need to do something really quick. Shift Control H. Reset to 1, and I'm gonna give us 39 minutes until the next one. There you go.
Oh, awesome.
Your hero point. What you immediately notice that her clothes are slightly damp. They're gritty. They smell like salt water. And the sea.
So I'm not normal.
Yeah, that's... I would say that is not normal. Let's go to Orcus's lieutenants.
Did she fall in the ocean or something? Did she fall in the ocean or something? She smells like, yeah, she smells like brine.
The High Oracle goes,
Her clothes are damp.
This is, Sister Finn. She was with one of the brothers guarding one of the bindings that we are in charge of. What she's doing back here, I don't know. She should be on Lumbaro.
Well, back on Lumbaro. Hang on, is this the woman that was this the woman who was at the camp that got attacked by bandits?
No.
Okay. She couldn't have swam back here. Perhaps.
The High Oracle.
You said there was a seal.
Places a hand over. Actually, I think she may even have the spell prepared. Let's see. Let me go here. Character building. Drained, doomed. Yeah, we'll go ahead and say that that'll work. We're gonna drag that in here. And she is going to cast, hello?
Just imagining she's trying to get a wand working.
Oh, that would help. You actually have to give her spell slots before the spells appear.
And
that's what I get for playing D&D this morning and something else today.
Oh yeah, having to shift your brain between systems.
Yep, and how they work in Foundry, which is totally different. I'm trying to get them to go to Foundry. I mean, not Foundry, but Pathfinder. So she should have that spell now, and she is... Well, it's not showing up on her, maybe because she's an NPC, but she is going to cast Restoration on her, and it's up-leveled, and she does come to no longer at the brink of almost deathly exhaustion. And the sister comes to, her eyes, where before had almost a drained look behind them, now seem to be glowing in almost vitality as she comes to.
Not pictured.
Oh yeah, not pictured because I didn't make 16,000 versions of everybody.
Yeah, no, fair.
Malira.
Are you okay?
Yes, are you okay? What are you doing here? What happened to the brother? What's going on here? She goes the campaign. I've got too many tabs open on my Obsidian, so I'm closing a bunch of them and getting to the right one. I was I was with Brother Phelan at the Shrine of the Deep Chorus. I don't know how many nights ago it happened, but the binding started to pulse. The worm song started to flood the chambers. The other alkalites with me screamed and started running. Brother Phelan tried to reinforce the seal, but the shrine wall collapsed. I panicked and ran up the stairs. The rest of the alkalites were gone. Our crew that brought us there fled. I got into the last boat that was there at the cave. And using Lunara's blessing, the tidal pull got me out. I was rescued by a ship that was making its way here. As soon as we hit port, I immediately came here to report. At least the first and second mouths. I want to make sure I am being canonically important. Let's go back up to him. At least the first and second verses and mouths have been unbound for Zalzul. The first at our Sanctum, and the second by report that I received by the group that was traveling from that rescued me on their way here to Kanda. They're going to report it to the High Chancellor, but at least 2 of the verses have been released. And with that, the High Oracle looks at you as a party. So let me guess, your thing that you're saying is very bad is something related to Orcus?
Yes.
Because you guys had mentioned, you know, poop happening.
Yep.
Do you guys respond to that when she says something related to Orcus?
Yeah, I said yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I need to
My microphone's been muted this entire time.
Oh.
I need to figure out how to turn up this really quick. We're gonna go here.
I actually am going to turn gold up a little bit myself also.
Okay.
But yeah, what I was saying was, yeah, that's the reason we came here. More seals are breaking as we speak.
See, that may explain the difficulties we're having with this magical surging. If the bindings are breaking, seems more than coincidence that it's happening at the same time. And sister, you said this was at least a couple nights ago, and the oops, I've got to get to the right clickable to get her to pop up. Yes, I was on. After being rescued, it took us about a day and a half to reach Kanda. So, about that long.
It's not a coincidence, but it's also not a coincidence. There's a cult to Orcus. I would know because me and those two. Yeah, I would know because me and those two, points to Crom and Korag, killed a bunch of them before they could set another one of his before they could set another one of his lieutenants free.
And which one would be this? Do you know?
Really tall, had a crown. Really into fire.
You must be talking about the Bleeding Crown Daziel?
Yes.
That would be the one.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in chat just so we remember that that was his name.
Well, we did.
Yeah,
you know.
both in and out of character, I couldn't remember his name.
Well, that's where it benefits me, is that I have a little tab open that says Orcus's Lieutenants. And right next to Aziel's name, it says Group 2. Yes, that is... that does explain a lot here. And is also worrisome. But again, how did you get here? I was walking by, you weren't there, and then you were there.
It's a little complicated. I'm not sure I understand myself, but we were rescued, and then we were given the option to come help here. So we did.
Oh.
By a herald of Aurion, if that affects anything.
Well, again, another of the lights. It's welcome. By the herald. The Sun Herald's just in that building over there. You mean you just came from next door? Teleported you here?
I think it's more complicated than that.
Oh, do we have time?
I mean, we were transported out of time and space, I think. I'm not entirely sure. It is very complicated. It goes way beyond the scope of my study so far, but the gist of it, out of time and space, I think.
I'm going to go back to your previous session notes just so I can make sure I have the correct name for that person. And that was...
She was...
Eleanor. So if you guys mention her name, the High Oracle, I remember her from before the Rising. She went with the last of the group of Aurion at the Dawnsplit Chapel to protect knowledge of some relics. You mean you have met her?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have.
She saved me. Yeah, she saved me and a couple of these two from being burned alive. Potentially.
And someone else, but he stayed behind.
That is worrisome. We must report this. I think it's beyond our divine thing. Something major is going on, and I think it affects more than just us individually. It may affect the entire world.
Yes, I don't disagree with that, but surely if Sister Finn, you said?
Yes.
Sister Finn said that the bindings have been broken, then we could go and help with that, right?
As you say that,
everything forward.
you see her almost go into a trance. As you say, maybe we can help with the bindings. This is similar to the same kind of trance type state you saw Eleanor go into prior to her telling you about the status of the lieutenants overall. And then she comes out of it shortly thereafter. She goes, yes, some bindings have been weakened, some bindings still remain. The one on this isle still remains, but it is flickering. I sense 2 of them being released, which corresponds to Sister Sven saying the first and second verse are gone. 2 have strong stabilization, and 2 I cannot feel. But the one on this isle does seem to be flickering, and that is specifically for Zalzul's, the binding of the 3rd verse. I would like each of you, this is just for a, this is just for my knowledge purposes, either one of, we're gonna hit control. We're gonna hit control. You're gonna get a die to roll. The options you're gonna get when you click on the die are diplomacy or society. Pick whichever one you have that is the best. And I'm just looking at an overall group number. Just trying to see what you guys get.
All right, Tyra's
Dang,
really making up for that nat
and
1 last session.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I'm a dummy.
Korag
No,
continues to not exist.
I have a +9. I got 15.
And I don't know why Korax did not show up, because I did roll for him. I didn't even see what he rolled. But even with just what's showing up there, you exceeded the number that I was desiring for the 5 because of those 2 25s.
What can I say? I like to make sure my shit's in order.
Amen.
So she tells you about the binding specific to Zalzul. I also sense that at least 3 of the Orcus's lieutenants are no longer bound here on the material plane. That definitely explains the disturbances in the barrier. I believe the barrier is currently on its way to a total cascade of failure. Which...
It's pretty important we don't let that out.
Which could be catastrophic for the veil that is protecting us from the abyssal plane currently.
It'll be catastrophic for whatever poor settlements happen to be near the ones that are still bound, because they're getting released on our side. At least according to Eleanor. Which, by the way, is it Eleanor? Because that's like the name of a member of the party.
It was close. It was Harold. Oh no, is it Harold? Here. See if I have it in the actual journal here. And I read it to you at the beginning of the session again last time. Let me... I will go back through and verify it. Elendar, maybe?
I think it was Elendar.
Elendar, yes.
Okay.
Elendar. For some reason, I did not put her as an ally. Let me type that in. E-L-A-N-D. Elendor. E-L-A-N-D-O-R. So it just adds an D for Eleanor. Elendor. Yep. So, High Herald Elendor. Look at that. It's right in the note that I had right open in front of me, and I'm going to put that in chat for us so that we have it. Spectral memory of High Herald Elendor revealed warnings about the seals and the spread of abyssal corruption.
And Tumbra is so smart.
Yes, sealing the other mouth of Zalzul, making sure that the one that's flickering on this aisle, that would be one thing. But with the score you rolled, she's going to go. But I don't know if that's enough to prevent what's going to happen. It may be enough to slow it down for a little bit. But I wonder. I wonder if they can be found. There are relics to the gods from aeons ago that are hidden, no longer in use, that possibly could be used to in this battle.
They'll be worth looking for in the future. But I think we should worry about the problem at hand. With all due respect.
I can tell you that the one I sense that is partially stabilized is in the city of Boba. It is, it's in a place that we call the Binder's Vault. It was being protected by members of the Church of Aurion in the city, but as I have no direct communication with Boba, I do feel it not being at its full stability as I reach out. And I will put its name in there. Hopefully that put that there. And she is going to say this. Nope. It did not let me cut and paste. There we go. It is a sealed arcane structure that holds the, I'll type it in, the third verse of Zalzul. And she goes, that one is very important. It's called the Verse of Emergence. If it releases, it could cause greater instability on the remainder.
Remind me, GM, this third verse is the one that that Sister Finn was taking care of?
He was taking care of the first verse.
Okay, okay.
And that was called the Verse of Binding. So for those that, I don't know if I've explained it to this group, because I've explained it to several, Zalzul was one of the more
he got broken into 7 different mouths that are each like individual
Mhm.
shards of him.
Yeah.
This was in the description last week.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that he was broken up into the 7 pieces. Each one of them they call a mouth. Each mouth sings a verse. If the entire chorus goes together, if very bad, it would allow him to become one again.
So we shouldn't let that happen. For now, Tyra's gonna look down to Finn, who I'm assuming is still on the ground, and just go.
Yeah, but she's sitting up, but she's not laying down anymore. She does seem, with that restoration, to have feel a lot better, but she is still. You can tell, even though she's magically been unexhausted by divine power, her body still is not in full 100% shape.
I think before we figure out anything else, we should get this one to a cot and get her some fresh clothes. Are you good to stand?
With your help, she's able to stand, and she is stable on her feet. We go back to the city of Kanda. Outcast Isles, Kanda. Flicky.
There's like a golden area with this voice, and it's hard to maintain.
The sister, there's some dormitories attached with the churches, the temples that are here. And the sister knows her way back to a dormitory for her to get some rest and new clothes.
Oh. Do you need an escort? Do you think you'll be able to? Do you think you're good to walk there?
I'll be fine. I'm back within Church of Lunara. I'll be great. After the last couple days, anything is embraceable.
Tyra nods.
Yeah, it's been about an hour and a half. 38 minutes. As the sister gets up and gets ready to depart, you see 2 individuals approaching from the outer doors. You see an elder elf with dark skin, and you see a dwarf, both of which are have symbols of Aurion covering them, all over their garb and such. They approach the high priest, the high oracle, and they look at her. I see you've, because they see the dwarf goes, as she sees the sister Finn Malara walk out. I see you've been told that the verses are being released, is what the dwarf says. And the high priestess goes, yes. The high oracle goes, yes. Got that. The elf looks over you at the party, and she gets a very confused look on her face.
Can I sense motive?
I recognize.
I would also sense motive.
Yeah. First thing she's gonna say is, "I recognize none of you, but you've been marked by my god, Aurion." And I will, let me get her token. Actually, I will go ahead and since this person would have the same stats as Vireth, go ahead and target Vireth and do a sense motive from the basic action macro on her.
Ooh. Alright, I'm just trying to find... Because what I do is I start from here and then I pull it to Raspy and nope, I go too far. Whatever.
Reason is it's not letting me target. What are you? Oh, that's why. Come on.
Both of you believe that she is behaving normally with confusion, not recognizing you as members of her church, but sensing that you have been marked by Aurion somehow.
I'll tilt my head, like just arms dropped to the sides, just tilt my head and say, I don't recognize you either. So, tit for tat.
A herald of your god pulled us from near death, marked us and sent us on a quest. I'll give the finer details when there's time.
The dwarf goes, well, I was on the ship that was traveling to Kanda that rescued Sister Finn with a group of adventurers with similar tales of trouble. I'm in charge of watching over what we call the 6 pillars. 3 of them are broken. And others are cracking. I believe this is all tied together from what it appears.
What do those pillars do?
I would like you to unselect her and do a basic action macro recall knowledge check first, and then you can ask if you don't know it right off the top of your head. I think you may have heard about them.
Okay.
Not with that roll, though. Well, that was Tyra's roll.
What can I roll for, like, religion for the recall knowledge?
No, did you drag the basic action macro to your macro bar last session?
Yeah.
You just click on it and click recall knowledge. It will give me all of them.
Okay.
See, there you go. Yes, your religion pulls through for you, and you're the only one that it pulled through on. When the bindings were set in place, there were warding stones called pillars that were buried. They were not buried. They were put in a temple that was used to sanctify the bodies of one of the last battles near Seaside Cape in the Middle Isles. Those pillars were tied directly to the bindings so that people could see whether or not the bindings were still holding. And as long as the pillars were intact, they knew the bindings were holding. And with her saying that 3 of the pillars are broken, that is direct confirmation that 3 of the lieutenants of Orcus are no longer bound on the material plane.
Sounds bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very least, at the very least, Aziel's free. We were able to stop them. Yeah, we were able to stop them from releasing him onto the material plane, but he was able to get back to the abyss.
Both of them, both the two high priestesses, one the Sun Herald, the other one the High Oracle. Well, that's better news than we were anticipating. We were feared that with the bindings being gone, that they were released back to this plane. So again, yes, it looks like preventing Zalzul is probably a good course of action in the city of Kanda. I mean, Boba.
Yeah.
In that case, we should make our way there soon.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, with the barrier failing and magic being restored, it might be possible to transport you directly to the city. The Warden Tower has the old teleportation circles in it. They have been sealed by decree of the king, but with warnings. If we go through the High Chancellor, we may be able to try that, gain access and get you directly to Boba if that's what you desire.
I just want to help. I can say that for me, and I look over at Antumbra. We just want to help.
Same.
Okay. Then, shall we go to the Chancellor's Hall and request an audience?
Yeah.
Lead the way.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
And with that, I will believe I have.
Sorry, did anyone else have anything to say? I have a bad habit of getting ahead of myself.
I am trying to find.
No, that maybe didn't say that, I think. No.
Okay, so I will have you guys walking there shortly. Let me get to the right description. There we go. I gave you guys the description overall of Kanda last time, and I will give you the description to the. We'll start here. I thought I had it already there. So we're going to click that. Oh, I know why. I need to click the actual encounter. I know I put it in here. Well, there we go. As you make your way to the Ward Spire district in the central, that is in central Kanda, the picture I gave you last time, you guys are currently, the temples are all in the cliff sides. They're kind of built within the cliff sides of Kanda, kind of in this area of the map. You're heading towards the Ward Spire district of the map, where you actually do see a bright blue glowing thing on top of the Ward Tower that's right in the central thing. She's taking you to this large building kind of in the center there. Let me get my forgot that I have to not have anything covering up that screen for it to show on stream. But she's taking you to that building location. And as you pass beneath, it takes you about 15 to 20 minutes of good, decently clipped walking there. As you pass beneath the carved lintel engraved with 1,000 names, each a former bearer of the Chancellor's seal, the Chancellor's Hall rises before you, an austere monument of black veined stone and shimmering script glass. It is utterly quiet. No banners hang from its walls, no guards call out. The only movement is that of scribes, clerks, and ministers, each one part of the machine older than the current king. Inside, light filters through rune-gridded skylights onto tiered record pits and stone-ringed policy chambers. Seated at the heart of it all, on a dais half hidden behind vellum veils, is the true power of Kanda. Not the king, the Chancellor. And every step you take within this place is already documented. And as you guys get ready to enter, the High Oracle whispers to you, maintain silence unless actively spoken to. The spoken word is highly disregarded in this chamber. You do not want to upset the Chancellor. And with that, she leads your party up through the passageway to the bottom of the stairs that lead to that dais, and she motions for you guys to stop at the bottom as she and the Sun Herald both go up and whisper into his ear. One thing all of you notice, because it's quite obvious, no perception check required, is that as you take a step, the floor glows in a bright green, and as after a second or so, not green, blue. After a second or so, it fades. If you watch the feet of the people in front of you, it's almost like a path is being traced on the ground from their footsteps, and you look down at your own feet, and you see the same thing happening. As you stand still, though, that blue does fade back to nothingness. It seems to happen on the initial step as people step on the ground. You look around, anyone else that's walking through here also has that blue path that kind of follows them around as they walk. That's something that's particular to this building. The High Oracle does... And don't know. The High Oracle does whisper to the High Chancellor. He nods at her. There's a door that's behind him that he turned towards, and it seems to open up automatically. And you see him walk inside. She motions up for you guys in the party to come on up as both her and the High Sunward enter through the door. Does the party do so?
I do.
Tara follows.
Yes.
Yeah, come follows.
Yeah. And Tumbra will also make very, like, almost, trying to use as many, lower as many times they have to step. So, long strides.
Okay.
Tara's really
As-
tall, so her stride's just naturally
as-
long.
As we're walking up the steps, I would like to lag a little behind the group. And can I use this feat to see if there's anything in this bluish light, like that, is striking about the place that might be able to possibly, reveal something or try to read things on us or something of the such?
Yes, I will, definitely. it has the same similar magic that you sense from that you would see from a scrying spell, but it is tied specifically to this location in person, to this location, and in each individual. It seems that the glow at your feet doesn't tie to anybody else. It's like it's permanently tracking wherever you move within this building.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Fascinating.
Almost like a tracer type thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just lost all of you guys on Discord for some reason.
Oh no.
No.
Let me try to get you back. I see that some of you are talking. I can't hear you at all. Let's see what Discord do. I'm going to change this back to here. And I'm going to go back to here. Okay, I see Tyra trying to talk, but I'm getting nothing there.
Can you hear us?
I see.
Can you hear us?
Oh,
Yeah, can you hear
yes,
us?
is picking you guys up talking. I'm going to turn off my headset and turn it back on really quick.
Oh no. How could this have happened? God is dead.
Always something wrong with Discord.
Yay, I think I got you guys back.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. For some reason, yep, my headset, I guess maybe just disconnected Bluetooth wise or something. I didn't hear it disconnect, but okay.
It happens.
So the last
sometimes.
So last I got before I realized that I was disconnected, my mic I still know went through, as I told you that it's almost like a scrying spell is tracking the location of your movements within this building.
Yeah.
Is what you
I'll
identify out of that.
Yeah, I'll take notice of that, and I'll continue inside following the party.
Okay. And I noticed some of you guys were talking after I had mentioned that. I didn't get any of that
we were
conversation.
We were just all going like, oh no. I do have some notes for this room. Let me... Okay. The High Chancellor, he sits at the head of the table. He mentions for the High Oracle and the Priestess of Lunara, Aurion, to sit at the two of the other chairs, and bids the remainder of you to remain standing. He looks at the group of you, and looks at the two priestess. How may I assist? This seems to second time in as many hours that I've been approached by a group this size requesting emergency meetings. The sister, the High Sister goes, well, we're wondering if we could gain access to Wardspire Tower and the teleportation circles. And the Chancellor goes, those have been sealed by divine decree for the last 200 years. You expect me to request that they be, you gain access that easily? If you don't, the fate of the entire Isles is on the line.
Again, the second time in as many hours that I have heard that. I'm almost starting to believe it myself. And that's when
I want to sense motive this guy.
both priestesses almost simultaneously says you should. And I will go ahead and target him and sense his motive. It's going to be an easy one because I didn't give him any stats.
Oh.
I'm going to do it too. I don't like this guy. He seems like a prick.
What do you mean my sense motive's the highest in the party?
Because you do have wisdom.
Oh right, I have expert in perception. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, and plus the wisdom at least.
Yeah.
All of you sense that he is hiding something. All of you sense that every word he has spoken is true. But Antumbra, you also additionally sense worry from him.
I'm gonna look at Eleanor with a very pointed look, or rather, I'm just going to kind of gesture because she can't see my fucking eyes. I'm wearing this fucking mask. But I am going to slightly tilt my face towards Eleanor. Once I get that read in.
I'll look over at Antumbra and nod, and I'll step forward a little bit. Excuse me, Your Highness. It is true, the things that you have been hearing, and the concern that you must carry. We just came from the Radiant Temple, and we just saw a woman be dragged inside, barely hanging on because she came from one of the bindings, saying that that the verse had broken free. So we are concerned, and we want to help. So we really want to stop the other verses from breaking. So if you could please assist us, we would be eternally grateful.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if Eleanor has to make a diplomacy here, I was gonna have Tyra roll to aid if you'd allow. I know how she would aid.
That's what I'm getting ready to do. So how are you gonna aid?
Tyra will chime in. And that's not the only one that's been unsealed. I've witnessed with my own eyes I've noticed with my own eyes cultists break the binding on Aziel, the Bleeding Crown, and send him back to the Abyss. Or free him back to the Abyss, rather. There are malevolent forces at play. Yeah, there are malevolent forces at play, and I don't think they have this kingdom's best interests in mind.
Okay, that will work. Go ahead, and I would like you, Eleanor, to roll that with a +2 for a circumstance bonus.
Oh.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Specifically because the name you mentioned, Aziel.
It's good because it's a +2. I would like to hero point that.
Yeah, I would definitely hero point that, which is going to turn it into a success guaranteed, which will be nice. Well, it should make us anything but a 1 will make it a guaranteed success on the hero point. So just right-click on that 1 that you rolled the first time. Oh, you did roll a 1 on your hero point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That is the only one that would have not made it a guaranteed success. Ouch.
Yeah.
The Chancellor looks over. Tyra's not there. Aziel is standing right there. It's true. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Let's go here.
The hero point really fucked Eleanor over that one.
I love that we've implemented this rule. We've implemented the +10 rule, and the dice said, Fine, you want
No.
fine, you want to play like that? One's for you, bitch.
We had one of those, I think, on Sunday also happen. That
Nice.
the only thing that would have caused it to fail was a 0 and I mean a 1, and they rolled a 1. So he it's a I have to convince the king. What makes you think that the circles will be of any use? The Sun Herald. Come on, man.
Look at us. The boat will.
The radiant beacons have been reactivated. The magic has been released, at least partially. You should be able to see it yourself. And he nods. I not quite in full understanding, but it's like, yeah, you got me there. Type of thing. I will have to convince the king of it, but I should be able to do so. I have to see him tonight. Get your group up. Come on.
Can
come
Terra
down.
recall knowledge on the king?
Sure. Actually, yeah, go recall knowledge on the king. You do know his name. And you do know he has been king for a while, and I know his first name is Roderick, and I want to get the exact spelling of his last name for you, so let's go to here, and we're going to copy, Control A, Control C, and that was Tyra. He took the throne after his sister vanished. That's one thing that you remember from him based off of your role.
Pardon me, I'm just posting something in the chat.
If you know, you know. Awesome. Yeah.
But that's the information that you know right off the top of your head about the king.
Yeah, Tara just nods. It fits that that's about what she'd know. She spends most of her times in the woods killing things.
Yes, I must convince the king, and with the boundary failing, it may be easier. He just wants to make sure that the Isles are protected. And from what you're saying, that may be this may be what is needed to protect the Isles. And I swear I copied all of my quest hooks over to Obsidian. But maybe I did not. Let me go back to OneNote really quick. Come on, OneNote. let's go here. Let's take a short break so I can find where I did that, and I can take my dogs out again really quick, and then we'll come back and continue.
Completely understandable.
Yeah.
I know I've got the notes here somewhere, so I'm going to go to my Be Right Back screen. Yeah, I've got that. I just found my notes. They were in the Kanda quest thing, but I'm going to go let the dogs out again really quick and come right back. And yeah, I've got that on my keep the NPCs quiet type of thing. Okay, before I switch the... Let me go ahead and mute this really quick. The regular stream screen.
Did they hear us talk that whole time?
Oh, no, they couldn't.
Okay, good.
Yeah, when I go to the be right back screen, I'm the only one that's on. So I muted my mic separately for that little discussion. I did find the stuff. Kind of conveniently, it's in a folder called Quests, and the file title is Kanda Quest Ideas. Wonder why I couldn't find it. I thought I had it open when I got ready to start the session. And Tumbra, I'm going to go back and say that that worry that you got from him when you did that sense motive check was specifically when Aziel was mentioned. He looks, and Tyra, you're the one that mentioned it, correct?
Yeah. Tyra's just been standing, like, in the back with her arms folded the entire time.
He looks at you specifically, Tyra, then, and goes, "Are you sure it was Aziel that was released back to the Abyss?"
Well, if there... Yeah, well, if there's another... Yeah, well, if there's another lieutenant of Orcus who has a crown on his head soaked in blood, Aziel should go find them because I believe they might be stealing his identity.
He stands
that was a joke. The answer is yes.
He stands up and he starts to pace the length of the wall behind the chair that he is sitting at. Obviously something is wrong with him.
Is something the matter? Can we help you with something?
Yes. Something is considerably the matter. Aziel was not always a demon. Or, well, I won't say demon. We'll just say one of Orcus's lieutenants.
Can I sense motive on that, correct? Or, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I will let you do that.
I keep... It's the only thing on my taskbar, and yet it always takes me a second to find the basic action macros.
You can tell whether the creature is behaving normally. He's definitely not behaving normally, but the behavior you see is matching the words that he is saying.
Ah, noted.
Aziel was once a king of one of the other countries here, but he dabbled in knowledge a little too extreme. Where did I put the names of all of those governments? He traded knowledge for life. During the last war, the war with the Abyss, he turned to their side, became a lich. Hence the worry, because he was, for Gav being their capital, they were one of our strongest allies prior to the barrier going up, and his betrayal since it makes things very off. And I believe if Roderick were to hear about this, it's tough, because that king was engaged to Princess Evelyn before she disappeared. And he betrayed our side.
Tara just lets out a gruff, like, grunt. Okay, so... yeah, so I sense that Roderick's not going to be too pleased to find out that he's free, then.
Definitely not, especially with the barrier failing. I will make the request for the access to the teleportation circles, just so that mayhaps if we can't use them to regain access to the rest of the world, maybe we can regain access to some of the major cities within our isles to help repair defenses.
And if the request doesn't go through, can we instead request the fastest ship in the city? It would be very time consuming to try and make our way across mountains and through jungles to reach Boba.
He immediately nods at you. I will hold the crystal ship this evening, the one that should have arrived just shortly a while ago, and I will not let it leave Kanda until I release it. Normally it leaves Kanda every morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. So that series of crystal ships. But I will hold it in case it's needed.
Great.
Your help is really appreciated, my Chancellor. Thank you.
I would, he kind of, as this is very important, let me go to the king. Can you return this evening in a few hours? Say, right now it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. Say about 8:30 this evening.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything better to do. And I'll look over at Umbra, just like, do we have something better to do?
Intermer shrugs.
I am going to...
I can't say I have plans.
I'm gonna throttle you, little puppy. I just took them outside.
That's a hell of a thing to hear without context.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to give you context. He just went out and did his thing, and he just left me another present.
Oh.
Oh, no!
Yeah. So I'm going to need about 20 seconds. Okay, sorry.
According
That's
to
because
the
Korak
British.
doesn't speak. 'Cause he, oh,
Sorry it took a bit. He hit it quite well. It took me a while to find it.
oh,
Yeah, it's
like an Easter egg hunt, but horrible.
oh yeah, and it smells horrible. So I had to get it picked up and taken outside and then disinfectant and wash my hands. But I'm back. Oh. The thing is, he did part of that outside too. And I thought he was done. So, yeah, next thing I know, he's
that's
in the room and he brings in that wonderful smell with him. That was awful. Okay, I am back.
Apologies to any viewers who were eating.
I know they. So he is inviting you to come back about 8:30 that evening. And let me go to here. Time settings. I'm adjusting. And we're gonna click save and then go. Yeah, he's expecting you back around 8 o'clock in the evening. So you got 3.5 to 4 hours. That we could do whatever you want to do within the city, or we could advance the time. It's up to you guys as a party, what you desire to do.
As soon as we step out of the hall that we're in, Eleanor is going to turn to the 3 party members that she barely knows. And she's going to say, okay, this is all fine and dandy, but we need to talk. We need to...
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck you are. You know, I beg your pardon or whatever, but I don't know who the fuck you 3 are. So...
I don't know who you are. Yeah.
So,
Tara Scarlet, I'm a hunter.
Yes, that doesn't say anything to me. So let's go eat something and talk, because if this is going to work, we'll have to trust each other, and I don't know if I trust you yet. I don't even know what you 3 are capable of. And she's just going to turn her back and stalk, trying to find a tavern.
Okay, with where you guys are currently located, you're able to easily find one in, let me see what district. There's one that right next to the Wardspire district is the Amber Market district that you walk through on the way to there. It's called the Gilded Ember. It is, it seems to be catering towards mid-tier travelers or minor nobles or trade officials. It's not a dive bar, but it's not a 5-star Kandian restaurant either.
Okay, I'll go inside and motion for everyone to step inside as well.
Okay.
And just find a table for the 5 of us.
Tara just shrugs. Well, I've been saving up money.
We're
Might as
gonna
well.
click observer.
Might as well slip in.
Click observer. Keep clicking observer till I get done with that group, and scroll down and click save. In the journal entries, you should see a journal for Kanda, and inside of it will be one for the Gilded Anchor. You should have permission to view that now.
Journals. Oh, good lord, a lot of stuff just opened in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't seeing that.
Okay.
At least it's not showing up in the journals tab, but okay.
Although it's not in one of the group folders, it should be down at the very bottom. It says Kanda. If you click to open it, you should see a page that says the Gilded Ember. You should also see the page that says Kanda and the page that says the Radiant Temple. Do you guys not see the Kanda journal?
No, I'm on the journal tab. I only see a folder for group 5, and it's a book folder.
Okay,
for books from archive.
But outside that folder.
And I see one for group.
No, there's nothing outside that folder.
Okay, so let me
try
to... Okay.
I have one for group 2, but it's only the Aziel battle and the ruins above Crypt.
I see what happened is I gave everybody limited for that folder. For that journal. I am now giving you observer for the overall journal, and hopefully it doesn't mess up. There you go. Can you see that journal now?
Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, what pages do you see inside there? Do you see a whole bunch or just 3?
Kanda,
Gilded Ember and Radiant Temple.
Temple, yes.
Got it. I just want to make sure you don't have any of the hidden ones yet. So that is the menu that's at the Gilded Ember. I'm going to actually put a little description of the Gilded Ember in that same journal since you guys are actually there now. So let me go ahead and edit the page. And right underneath there, we will Control Z, Shift Control V. Did I put, yep. And above it, I'll give you the cinematic description. So we're going to go Control Home. And Control V, and I'll click Save. So I did update that journal entry, so it does have some sort of description in there for you too. It's got gold leaf timbers, glass paned archways. It's quieter here than in the streets, but not quiet. You hear murmurs drifting from curtain booths. You hear a lute player from the alcove above. The place is lit by flaming glass and glyphs, and you smell wonderful smells of food. And you are more than welcome to take one of the semi-private booths if you desire to make your conversations.
Okay.
Alright, we'll just sit in a booth.
Yeah, Eleanor will sit facing Tyre, Crom, and Korag.
Oh, a thing that you notice also is that she will she takes the sword off her back and literally puts it next to her.
How big?
Handles it very carefully.
How big is the sword?
Pretty big. It's about it's only a little bit it's only a little bit shorter than she is. And she's 6'6" or 6'5" or something. Or no, actually no.
Okay, so
I don't remember her exact height. Oh yeah, the sword is taller than you, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Unless you're 6.5 feet tall.
No, I'm 5 feet tall.
Yeah, that sword's big. Yeah, that sword's taller than you.
Okay. Eleanor is going to sit down, and she has this kind of closed off expression, trying to get a read on all of you. And she's going to put her hands neatly on the table and just say, "So, what's with the three of you? How did you get together? How did you come about all of this? What's up with you?" And she kind of spends a moment looking over at Tyre and then spends a moment looking over at Crom.
Tyra turns to Crom.
Yes?
So admittedly, I don't know much about you either. I haven't really cared to ask, but I suppose since we are, would you like to go first, or would you prefer if I did?
I would
You first,
prefer
I
if
think.
you did.
I think I'd prefer if you did.
Why? And she's just going to pointedly look at Chrome. I asked the questions first, so I think it's only polite that you answer it before I give my own answers.
Oh no, I was talking to Tara, not you two.
Okay.
Right.
All right, all right, fine. My name's Tyrus Scarlet. It's gonna sound. It's gonna potentially sound. No, actually, no. She wouldn't think it sounds ridiculous. Yeah, my name's Tyrus Scarlet. I'm a monster hunter by trade. My mentor sent me on a job to. Oh yeah, my mentor sent me on a job to guard a dig site over on Lumbaro. That dig site that's where I met these two, as well as a few other people who aren't around anymore. The site got attacked by bandits, We killed them. They were trying to set free a demon, but you already knew that. And that's about it. Or were you looking for more serious detail than that? She says, not mentioning anything about why she's covered in scales. Or has, like, blood red eyes.
Yeah.
Or the giant sword.
Spend like a full minute not saying anything after you finish, just like letting the silence stretch for an uncomfortable moment. And then she's going to look over at Chrome. And you? How did you come about all of this? Are you also a monster hunter?
No, my father was one of the people working on the dig site. So I traveled with him to make sure, just to help keep him safe mostly, and the dig site, in case there's anything else in the dig site. So yeah.
And you decided to stick around, or you were transported to whatever place you were transported to?
Well, I stuck around, and then the people attacked the site, and then I transported with them. So yeah.
And
I think maybe we should wait until Korag's player's here before he says what's up with him, just so that he has a...
I want Korag to say his story, but I will, for your party, just so that the overall gist, I found our little recap of the mini sessions. If the newer members want to kind of look over that. There's some names in there that you probably don't recognize, such as Alani, Yusara, Kyrian, but Tyra, Krom,
and those are dead now.
Korag are there. No, Kyrian is decided to stay at the temple.
I know, I was talking about Husara and Alani.
Yeah. But that is the general overview of what's happening there. And then just above that, the three main workers at the Gilded Ember, I put information about them in chat up there for you also.
Okay.
Fun context.
Yeah. Eleanor is going to nod after Chrome speaks and says, "Okay, that's fair, I suppose. Well, I'm a priest of Lunara, if that wasn't apparent before. And Antumbra, and I just motioned to Antumbra. You'd like to speak? Also, Cyber, if you're talking, right now we're not listening to you.
No,
Yeah, it's not audible.
Okay.
No, I think
but
she was just I was letting you guys catch up and also thinking about like the fact that we don't me and a gold quite literally don't know what we were doing. We quite up until the part where we got teleported into the situation we
Yes.
got teleported into. I'm
Yes,
not really sure
Nice.
how to like jump off of that.
So that's on me. Basically, I was going to go with what you guys had written as your kind of combined backstory, and that you had re-met each other basically on a battlefield, and that's when you guys got teleported and the aftermaths of that battlefield.
Yeah.
So that's where the context of that is. Recently reunited, haven't seen each other in ages, and trying to reconnect.
Yep. Yeah, so I think, yes, that's cleric trying just to navigate everything. Do you want to ask anything? But Eleanor is not going to go into the reconnection thing with Unthumbra if Unthumbra is not talking about that.
And Tembra will not volunteer any information of their own will. If you want questions, you're going to have to ask, and they will divulge accordingly. They are not
Yep.
volunteering information on their own.
Yeah.
Tyra just slowly moves her gaze over to Entumbra. So why do you wear the mask? Not asking what's under it, just why you're wearing it.
Yeah, that
Sorry,
no
what?
one knows what's under it. And
That's all.
also,
That's all.
because, quite frankly, I would like to be able to breathe in situations that prove to be inhospitable air. It also doubles great as, keeping what's under it covered.
Tyra just shrugs, like, fair enough.
You do seem, when Unthumbra says that Eleanor kind of looks with, the side of her eyes to Unthumbra and then looks down at her hands again, almost as if she's picking her nails in a nervous motion. And she goes, oh, horrifically scarred, which is why they use the mask and whatnot. Anything else? We met not too long before we met you, so, everything seems a little too complicated with gods and demons and everything that's happening.
I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess just one last question.
Hmm?
Do you make a habit out of outing your close friends' dark secrets to strangers?
I don't suppose so, but why?
Oh, just because your friend brought up wearing the mask to not reveal what's under it, and then you told me what's under it.
Are you truly believing me?
Oh, fair enough.
Don't take my words for what they mean, but also don't. I mean, I've known Unthumbra
Tyra raises
for a
an
long
eyebrow at that one.
She just kind of shrugs and says, I've known Unthumbra for a while. I know what I can or cannot say about them. So, you didn't pick that up
I
as a
think-
joke, I get concerned about you. And she kind of cocks her head to the side, just looking you up and down.
Oh no, you don't have to worry about it. I think I've gleaned what I need to from that.
Have you?
She just looks at you with a very, like, most of the time her facial expression is extremely neutral. Like, just, there's not a lot of emotion on her face, and this is one of those moments.
Eleanor is just going to raise her eyebrows and give you, like, the most shit-eating grin ever. Like a fucking brat.
Well, if we're going to be here, are you guys going to drink or eat or anything, or are we just going to sit in?
If we're at a tavern, I'd like to eat something that's not field rations. Pardon me 1 second, someone's calling me.
The menu list is in that journal entry for you.
Yeah, Eleanor will motion for a waitress to come over.
Okay.
Possible.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, what did I miss?
Nothing.
I just mentioned that the menu is there in the journal, and yes, you wave, and Melka, the youthful human server, does come over to you and gets ready to take your orders.
Yeah, I'll have the ember braid present and the tea, please. Thank you.
Got that?
I'll get the pheasant, the market plate, and the tea.
Control Z. I hate autocorrect when I am trying to type. He is not facile. There we go. That's it. A market plate and the tea. And
Yeah, Tyra's a big girl. She eats big.
okay, and you? Pointing. Pointing to Crom.
I'll also have the market plate and the tea.
And pointing towards you, Ant, looking inquisitively.
I like the new beef and the silver cider.
Okay, the bisque and the cider. Good choices. And let's see.
I removed the coins from my character sheet. Just
Korag is going to get the pheasant and the mead. Pheasant and tea. That's 8. Yeah, you guys can go ahead and remove whatever prices from your character sheet. All you got to do is open your character. And on your inventory tab, there should be a plus-minus button next to your coins, and it should auto-correct if you need it to do that for you. Auto-cache
I
stuff
have
in.
successfully minused coins.
And I believe, let me go back to journals. Please check to see that you now see another journal called Orcus's Lieutenants, and that you could see an entry within said journal.
Yes.
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 That is the story that the High Chancellor told you.
Looking at that entry, so all of that story the Chancellor told us, including the name of the king that Azel once was.
Yes, he would have told you the king's name.
Does he have any relationship to the, High Oracle, High Priestess of the Lunara Temple? Since she's also a Vireth?
That would be something to ask her.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Oh, also, when I was recalling knowledge, did I recall what ancestry the king is? Because I'm noting that with the information given, it seems as though he, his sister, and potentially that he and his sister are both like over 200 years old.
The yes, I will. He is
My assumption's elf or Iuvarin.
yes, he is half elf. He is more elvish than the human side of him. His sister was more human than elvish. She aged appearance-wise more rapidly than King Roderick did. But yes, they are a couple hundred years old. They were around during the Rising. But neat. The king is very elder now. Still worried about his missing sister, according to the Chancellor.
Does he have an heir?
Not that you recall.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah. For my part, I'm going to have Antumbra just give when they're doing the prizes, a full gold piece, even though there's no, even though technically it was only like 6 silver pieces worth of rations, just gives a gold piece and tells the waiter to keep all of it.
Okay. She thanks you, and as she comes back to collect the money, she brings back the 3 pheasants, the 3 teas, the 2 market plates, the bisque, the cider, and the mead, and the jumble of plates and mugs. She's got all of the teacups and the 2 steins with the mead and the cider. Somehow she's got them balanced in one hand and all of the plates on the other hand, as it's almost magically they get set down in front of you. And then magically does appear 2 extra teapots of steaming hot tea for you to refill on your own.
Eleanor is just going to give her
fucking gold.
Yeah. Eleanor is going to give her like a big smile and say, "Thank you so much. You're lovely," and hold the tea in towards her and take like a small sip. So okay, first order of business now that we tentatively know each other. So we're going to Boba, and once we're there, what are we doing? What do you propose we do? Since all of you seem to be more experienced in the fighting department, and she kind of gives a pointed look to the 4 of you, actually, to everyone in the party.
Well, what I think we should do is stock up on supplies before we head out. I had to drink a sizable number of healing potions to survive the last encounter I had with Orcus's worshippers. And I would like to go into the next conflict similarly prepared. Especially if I'm... Yeah. Additionally, it might be worth just picking up some extra gear in general.
What about you, Crown?
Well, I was going to send a little type of plan saying, because they're probably a bit worried about me since it's been... Well, since I'm not there where I should be. I was going to send a quick letter over. This is Sean. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Kanda,
Do you?
I
Go
would
ahead, go
like
ahead.
for I would like for Entumbra to take their food and drink and then just stealthily kind of do their thing, disappear, and then head and go up to like the somewhere where they are like probably outside and then probably on top of like the actual building that they're in. And then that's where they're gonna take off their mask and eat.
Okay. I'm going to ask for a roll just for my own purposes. I know you're not necessarily doing this, but go ahead and just make that roll. I want to see how noticeable you are to the rest of the people out in the world as you climb on top of the building.
Also, Tyra is going to try. Yeah, also Tyra will attempt to notice if you leave. And she won't with that roll.
And nobody outside even notices that you're on the building. Yeah, you're Batman hiding up there. Nobody knows.
Well, okay. I think it's good to stock up on supplies. I'm not really a fighter, but I promise I'll be helpful. Promise I can be helpful. And she kind of points to the staff that she's been holding, you know, that she has leaning against her body. I don't know. It's such a weird thing to be thrust upon all of this with strangers, honestly. And I might be having a hard time just fully trusting you because I don't know what you're capable of. And from what you've been saying so far, and she points to Tyra, you have a violent streak or a forceful streak, and that concerns me, honestly.
I just do what I have to survive. I don't really take joy in killing things. Which is more than I can say for a lot of the things I've killed. Then she sips her tea. A thing to note about Tyra: the moment the tea was sat down, you might think to like blow on it, wait for it to cool. Tyra just drank it immediately.
Yeah,
Just seemed
Ellen is going to
unfazed.
take notice. Is going to take notice of that because she's just holding like her cup, warming her hands, waiting for the tea to cool off. After she took like the tiniest sip.
And she exhales and there's steam coming out of her mouth.
And what about you, Chrome? Do you have a violence streak as well?
No. Like, I'll fight if I have to, but like, it can avoid it. It's better. Well, she says it's. Yeah, it's
Okay. I mean, I don't suppose you have any other choice than to trust each other, I guess. We are going to go to Boba and fight whatever we have to fight to not let another voice be free, but that's the purpose, that's the goal. But yeah, it's just weird. I don't know how to express that any clearer.
Tyra, in between going absolutely to town on her pheasant, just goes, "Take your time. Yeah, take your time. I don't judge."
Okay. I think that's fair. And before you went on this you know, demon hunting situation. You said you were a hunter, and you said that you were protecting the people on the mines. And before that, what did you do? Who were you before this?
I've been this. Yeah, I've been this for a long time, but if you want to know what I was doing before that. Yeah, before that, expedition. I've been training under a woman named Karis Wolfbringer. Taught me the sword. Taught me the sword. Taught me to survive in the wilderness. Taught me how to kill things. Before that expedition, I'd been mostly just following her around. That particular job was actually a bit of a test from her. Hard to say if I passed or failed. I suspect she's probably going to be looking for me after she finds out what happened. Or she'll write me off as dead. Hard to say.
Send her a letter. Can't you?
Hard to say if I'd find her.
I mean, we are in a fairly big city. You can just send it out and say, oh, write me back to the Radiant Temple, and eventually I'll get the answer. So, she knows that you're going to be alive. Unless, we all die in the process of reaching Boba, but that's another point entirely. It's another thing entirely.
Tara just shrugs.
And what about you, Crumb? What did you do before, pure security for the mines?
No, security, doing anything that needed doing, odd job surfing, things like that, dig sites like that. Then my parents' trades.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Do you have anything particular that you liked to do?
Explore. That's part of the fun reason I came. I went just learning stuff. The joy of it more than anything else.
Yeah, that's fun. That's really fun. I mean, I've been in a temple most of my life, so going out is actually exciting. And I was supposed to come here to the Radiant Temple to be initiated, but I guess I won't do that anytime soon. I guess.
Sorry, your plans got disrupted.
I mean, if the gods put something before you, it's not really a disruption as much as it's the gods having another fate for you, and you do have to latch onto that fate and trust, right? At least I see it like that. I know that not everyone is as attuned to the gods as some people are, but
Okay.
I'll just say the sum of my life experiences haven't left me very religious.
That's a shame.
It's a damn shame.
The stars have never.
And
the
roll a
stars have never
1d2.
favored me.
Who's Anne?
I said Ant. Antambra, roll a 1d2.
1d2.
Yep. So backslash R
coin.
1d2. Yep. Flip a coin. So, Tyra, if you match the 2 on a 1d2, you notice her popping up. Otherwise, she just is there and...
It has been there the whole time.
Seems like you don't even notice that Entumbra was gone or returns. So that's the 2. So if you match it, you notice. If you don't match it, you do notice.
All right.
You notice the return. You never notice the disappearance.
I'm going to use my hero point.
Go ahead.
Nope.
It's like Entumbra never left and the meal is gone. That bisque and cider.
Tara just looks Entumbra down, like gives Entumbra a once-over, makes a mental note. Yeah, the thought I was having was rolling, like, Ant's stealth versus my perception, because I think out of everyone here, I might be the only one who could potentially catch them.
Yes, but for story purposes, I wanted to do it that way.
Understandable.
Because Ant wanted to just totally bamf back in. We'll play it that way. Now, if it was something that was important for combat-wise, I probably would have done that.
Understandable.
Hey,
yeah, I just
Mando,
wanted to...
You are
check
fine.
that.
We have another 40 minutes. You don't have to sit in my lap and try to play with the computer. Yes, his head is fully in the center of the camera right now. Oh, there you go, back down.
Trying to check.
Yeah,
trying to check his emails.
Okay, come on, down, Mando.
He is the busiest puppy.
Yes, it was raining too much this morning for me to take them out. I try to get them out in the morning to the beach so they can run for an hour or so. And it was too rainy this morning. And in between sessions, I ran and grabbed some lunch out with a friend and then came back and immediately started prepping for this. So they haven't had their big time outside yet today. They've only had a few walks. So when we're done with this session, it'll still be daylight for a little bit. I'm going to try to get them to the beach for half an hour.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Awesome.
And that will hopefully make them sleep like logs tonight. You guys have anything else further to discuss while you're here? I did notice that you wanted to stock up on some gear, and let me get to my downloads folder. I believe you can find anything uncommon up to a level 8, and you can find anything. Let me. I think that I did that backwards. Let's try this again. If I did do it backwards, Kanda. Common up to level 8, anything uncommon up to level 6. You can use and invest anything up to level 4 currently, even though you're level 3.
Okay, all right. So let's open that.
Okay, I got that, Ant. Okay, yeah, yes, so for purposes of shopping, if you just open up the compendium browser and go on equipment, anything that you want that meets those requirements that you have the gold for, you can go ahead and click the buy item on the compendium browser to get that. I do know that Tyra, you wanted to stock up on healing potions.
Yeah, where's the compendium browser again?
If you go to...
Under actors?
No, it's all the way on the right-hand side. It looks like a little book.
Oh, that one. Okay.
And you click at the very bottom where it says Compendium Browser with a magnifying glass.
Can I just type in Kanda?
Nope. At the very bottom, not at the top. At the very, very, very bottom.
Yeah, the search bar.
No, not the search bar. All the
At
way
the
at
bottom.
the bottom.
The one that says Compendium Browser. The one that says Compendium Browser at the bottom. With
yes.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, you click that. You click on equipment, and then that gives you the entire list of everything that's equipment that's available. You can filter it by inventory type, rarities, levels, that type of stuff to kind of look at it, or you can use the search text, like type in the word healing potion, and it will give you the 5 different healing potions and their prices and such.
Awesome.
And if you click the coins, it will actually take the gold from your inventory to purchase said items. So I will let you guys do a quick little bit of shopping. How Tyra got moved over there, I don't know. Move Tyra back a little bit and let you do a little bit of shopping before we have our reunite meeting with the High Chancellor.
Mm-hmm.
And that means I must, if you're going to be going with the High Chancellor, I probably ought to pull up the city of Boba from my notes. And I just lost... Nope, it came back. I was going to say, I just lost sound again for a second.
Just looking at what other potions are available, see if I might want to pick up any of the ones that are affordable. That's fun. There's a potion that makes you think that something's happening, but there isn't.
So drugs.
It's, functionally, it's called the Mania Potion.
Drugs. That's MDMD.
Well, you could use it. I guess it could be used against enemies to make sure.
Give them a false sense of security.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, I know where we're gonna go. I got information what I need. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the break time thing, and when you're done with whatever shopping items you need to do, just go ahead and click I'm back. I'm gonna use that to track when I'm gonna, even though we're not officially on break, I'll use that to track that I'm ready to go meet the Chancellor.
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah looking at for gold still. Honestly, I could pretty easily afford another healing potion. I'm just picking up a lesser and 2 minors.
Awesome.
Yo, shout out the Staff of Healing. That's gotta be a great pickup if you have the money for it, which we don't.
Yeah, let me, speaking of which, let me open up your guys' party sheet and see what we're doing here. Ooh, yeah, we're running low on coins. I'll have to fix that.
Yeah, we might have to take a... Yeah, we might need to take, like, some side jobs soon.
Yep.
Yeah. Or actually, It's possible to undo buying those 2 minor healing potions to pick up another lesser one, actually.
Yes, let me get your character open, and yeah, so just go ahead and delete them from your sheet and add the gold back in manually. Unfortunately, the sell back doesn't work on that.
That's fine. Yeah, I just realized that, like, a lesser healing potion is, like, better healing for, like, not that much more gold.
Yeah, like the cost and benefit of a lesser is pretty good.
Yeah. So I think I about have what I came here for.
Yeah. Also, just to check, Jem, you did give us like particular magical items last session,
Yes,
right?
yes, I did. I did not create them. I do have the notes for those particular magical items, though, that I still need to create for you. They will be created in time for your first combat.
Okay, no, that's okay. I was just checking.
Yes, I do have those in my notes that I still need to create those.
Okay.
And I don't need to wait for Crom. And Tyra, you said you were done?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click that off. And if we have... Let me... Okay, I will go ahead and advance our clock to your meeting time at Chancellor's Hall then. With you guys arriving 10 minutes early, it is now 8:20, and the Chancellor is not at his Dios when you guys arrive, but he does arrive about 5 minutes before your meeting, nods at you guys to meet him back in the office. And it's in that last 5 minutes that the both High Priestesses show back up also. And he invites you back in there. Do you guys join him in his room?
Yeah.
Okay, he says, it took some convincing, but I was able to convince the king for a one-time check to see if we could actually use these circles to teleport you to the city of Boba. He asked specifically that if it did work, that once you take care of whatever business that is needed there, that you return via the same manner. He seemed, how shall we say, very intrigued about what is going on, and your desire to assist. And as such, he asked me to give you these. And if you... I'm going to create the item in just a second, but if you go to your... I'll tell you in a second once you get it. The journal for Kanda. He takes out pins that look like this.
Ooh.
These mark you as an... These provide you identification, not necessarily marking you, but provide you identification as working for the king in the kingdom. It's only issued to those that the king specifically trusts and by decree only. For those of you that are magically inclined, you do realize that there is some sort of magic on these sigils. As and those divinely inclined, you realize there is some sort of divine magic also imbued on them. What you get, because we are in PF2e, I will give you a +2 circumstance bonus for that mechanic that's down there when attempting to gain an audience with political, religious, or academic authorities. So that'll go towards diplomacy type checks or persuasion type checks. And this also acts as a pass that gets you through some of the locked barriers within the Kanda controlled regions. Checkpoints type thing. So it's a pass.
We're officially cops. We're officially cops.
Yes, so you're investigators, not necessarily cops. I would say investigators, agents.
Agents is a realm, yeah.
Freelancers.
Spies.
Yeah,
Okay.
But he goes, let me create the item and put 6... Hey, Mando, I told you to be good. The crescent... I keep on misspelling crescent. Did I misspell it there too? Nope. And this is a equipment. Click create. Description. Click post. I'm gonna put a circumstance bonus +2 when I type it in there, and I'm gonna add the image and click select. We'll click apply. I open up your party sheet and I drag one of them items over. I swear I just created the item. Oh, I put the word "the" in front of it. So if you open up the party sheet, there are 5 sigils in there, so each of you can take one of them and put it on your character. I will put the one on Korag. And when you go to move it to your character, just make sure to take one.
Where do we take it from?
The party sheet, this party stash.
Ah, awesome. Going over to the stash. I forgot we have an unholy rune.
That you can sell for 700 gold.
Probably should have done that before we bought potions.
Yeah, because what uses the...
The city of Kanda also has stuff available for sale. I mean, boba. It's uncommon 4 and common 5, so it's pretty much got your on level stuff there.
That's worth keeping in mind. Also, there's 12 gold pieces in here. Do we want to just split it evenly between the 4 of us?
1, 2, 3. I got 5. Here, let's do it Yeah, let's do that. Boom. You've been distributed.
Thank you.
Again, I ask that you, if we are successful and you do complete your mission, that you return the same way, or it's our hope. I imparted in the king that this may be a hopeful sign, as well as the a sign of things to come, that we may need to reopen communications with the outside world, and this would be the best way for us to be able to do it. So this test is very important at seeing that happen. And he looks at the 5 of you, and if you're ready, we will take you to the arcane tower and grant you access to the teleportation room.
Tara just nods.
Okay.
Eleanor does too.
Okay, and with that final thing, he is going to do I have Boba open? I do have Boba open. He provides here. This is how he's going to do it. I'm going to see if the macro works since my module broke. Yes, the macro does work. Antumbra, he is going to give you a note. That on the outside is directions. It says, it basically gives you directions on how to get to a location inside of the city of Boba. It is an inn called a tavern. It's a higher clientele type tavern / inn in the Gilded Strand area of Boba, and basically it provides a note to provide the party free rooms for the period of 2 weeks while they are working for the crown. And it's signed by the High Chancellor with his seal on it. And then on the front is directions to the Gilded Cup within the city of Boba. As he gives you, Antumbra, he gives you that letter as you guys get ready to depart as a group to the arcane tower. And now, anybody have anything else before we attempt to BAMF?
Yes, I would like to sidle up to Starlight Ura, the High Priestess of Lunara. And before we BAMF, I'm just going to kind of try to step away from the party and very quietly ask her, I was thinking about what the Chancellor said about, the story of Abyssal. And are you by any chance related to him? You share the same last name.
Very, very quietly, she says, he was my uncle.
Oh. And I'm just going to reach out and kind of touch her arm and squeeze it a little bit and then step back to the party.
Okay. So because the boundary has not fully gone down yet, we need to roll an 88 or below for you guys to teleport to the correct location. And I'm going to roll right now. It's a short distance travel. Oh.
Oh, just under.
Wow.
You guys end up in the city of Boba. You are in the district which is called Ambassador's Row, and the sigil actually works, and you enter an empty room with the sigil that glow starts to disappear as you land, as your stomach kind of settles back in after being twisted with this teleportation thing that happened. You're in an empty room with a door. No lights in the room whatsoever. Just the remnants of the glow that is now dissipating off of the sigil that you came in on. And you hear like a tolling gong at the same time as you guys arrive at this location. Do you desire to do anything before I do anything?
Tyra's gonna perception to figure out where we are in relation to the rest of the city.
You're in a room with a closed door that is dark right now.
Oh, okay, my bad. I misunderstood you. I thought there was a window. My bad.
Nope, you're in a room with a closed door that had a glowing sigil that just dissipated after you guys teleported in. It is dark and black in here. For those of you that can see, you can see.
Like pitch black?
Yes, it's pitch black. There are no lights whatsoever. So those with demon sight, dark vision, stuff like that, you can see in... you can partially make out that there's a door. Those that don't have benefits of that, it is pitch black in here.
I'm gonna...
Tyra?
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh. Oh, I was gonna... you can go first. I've been talking all session.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just going to go to the door quickly and open it and look outside, see if there's anything I can see.
You go to the door and it is locked. You do not see any kind of keyhole on this side or latch on this side.
Tyra's gonna pull out a Tyra is going to pull out a torch, and to light it, she is going to breathe just a small little jet of fire onto it, because I took the fire breath feat for level 3.
Okay, Crom, please roll that perception check. Crom, as you go to open up the door, Crom. You hear a bunch of what sounds like running boot steps, kind of running in the hallway or whatever's beyond that door, kind of stopping in front of that door. You hear at least 4 or 5 different sets of them, and there's more coming.
Ooh. There's a welcoming party on the other side, and I don't know how welcome we are.
He's right in front, right?
Yeah, Crom is
right in front.
So what let's do is on that right-hand side of your screen, let's kind of the top of the map where Antumbra currently is located. Let's make that where the door is. Kind of align your tokens where you would be located towards the door. We'll kind of call that your. I just want to kind of see what kind of, what kind of shape you guys would be in. Keep it on the right hand. Oh yeah, go ahead and put it over there. Where the top is the door.
Oh right.
Yeah, where Crom is the door. Let's say.
Okay.
Actually, wait, no, I forgot. Tyra doesn't pull out a torch. She pulls out her sword because I forgot. I have the ability to shed light with that thing now.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you can. You are shedding light with your sword.
Hell yeah.
And then
which means I didn't have to run through the scenario of figuring out who to hand my torch to if there was a fight.
And you see Korag's fist start to glow. You start to hear from what appears to be a key or something happening in the lock on the other side of the door.
I'm trying to be behind this one right here, but
Okay.
there's a wall. So
Door is stuck.
Yeah, there's a I see. But kind of just like put you like right there.
yeah, I kind of want to be as close to the wall as possible.
Okay, yeah, I'll.
Like if we're back of the wall, like back of the room waiting.
Okay, so back of the room, back corner of the wall, like I'll put you like kind of right there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why I was trying to get it, and then for some reason I was like, "There's a wall. There's a wall. There's a wall."
Yep, I understand.
I'll just panic cast guidance on Crown.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll just
Crown feels enlightened.
Just I don't know what you're going to attempt. At least you have a bonus to whatever attempt.
And I just want to make sure. Yep, you are there. You are. The door starts to open. They see the light that's being emanated from inside. They say, "Everybody, stand back. What's going on here?" And as the door pops open, you see a younger elfish male appear there in front of you. What's going on? How did he get into this room?
We got teleported, sir, and I'm going to show him my my crescent sun sigil.
Teleported. They work. Yes, he looks at the sigil and immediately almost bows to you as you show the sigil. Well, then welcome to Boba. How may I be of assistance? Ambassador Dustbloom.
I believe there's a vault concealing a demon. We need to get in there.
Don't say Silja.
Do you know which vaults you're talking about? Do you have a name? Do you have a location?
I hope someone else out of character remembers the name and location, because I don't out of character, but I imagine Tyra would in character.
I'm looking through the notes. We're looking for the third verse vault.
Yes, you are.
I don't know if...
And that would be in the Binder's Vault in the city of Boba.
Yes.
That's the only information you got, was the name was the Binder's Vault.
Yes.
The third it's the third seal's vault in the Binder's vaults.
Don't know what you mean by the third seal or the Binder's Vault, but if it's located in the city of Boba, the information about it can be found in our archives. I'm sorry I'm not more of assistance, but again, this is a surprise to me. Come, and he leads you out of the sigil room. Takes you into what the building you are currently in is the it's called the Arcane Embassy of Boba. So there are rooms set aside for various ambassadors visiting high priority mages and such, as well as a very ornate central meeting area, as well as entrance area to this building. Unfortunately, the archives are closed this late in the evening. If you desire to go now, I'm sure we can make arrangements to get it open, given the clout that you are carrying with you. Or if you think rest is appropriate beforehand, you can stay here, or I can find you some help you find some lodging in town. tell me what you desire.
We already have lodging planned, but
Yeah.
I guys will sleep.
Do we
first.
want to rest for the night before we go in? Because I'm at full health, and like that's basically the only thing that matters for me.
Yeah, but then technically speaking, we've been awake an entire day.
Yeah.
Plus.
Well, technically speaking, your characters have been awake 4.5 in-game days, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not even. We haven't even begun to realize the depths of the sleep deprivation we're going through.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys all did basically get the let me look at Korag. Does he have any spell slots? Yeah, he just has cantrips. I'm just making sure that everybody got any spell slots back that after whatever battle they had. And,
I'm just missing the one.
Okay. Yeah, it's up to you if you want him to escort you and try to get into the archives, Sunfire Archives now or in the morning.
We'll have to sleep at some point. So we might as well do it now, and then as soon as the sun rises, we come back here. Or go to the archive.
We might as well.
And if you're heading, if you show him the note, so do you desire to sleep here? You had mentioned you have a place to stay. Where would that be?
The Gilded Cup.
Ah, fine establishment. Here, let me walk with you through town, and we're going to go ahead and time warp you to the Gilded Cup, where you are met by their call rather opulent doorman / concierge / waiter Toby, and he will provide you whatever assistance you guys desire. I'm going to click over to in the stream really quick. Let me go to my in-stream screen so I could play the music credits for what I had at the beginning. If I actually can click the in one, there we go. I'm gonna mute my mic on stream.